The Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast is brought to you by Handley Watches. If you want to have a good time, you got to have a good watch. HandleyWatches.com. Isn't that right, Al?
That is, yeah. I say basically, screw that Apple Watch, get yourself a Handley, and you'll know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks podcast from the web series The Two Dicks. I'm Al Romas in Tampa, Florida. Warm Tampa, Florida, finally. That's Al Ducharme. He's in Studio City, California. How are you today, Alfred?
I'm well, so it's warm. You're not wearing the double jackets today. You usually have two jackets.
No jacket required, sir.
Ah.
As Phil Collins taught us.
Right. You know why he named it No Jackets Required?
I think it was just jacket, but no, I don't know why.
Or, I'm sorry, no jacket required, because he was going to restaurants out here in L.A. or New York, I can't remember. And every time we'd walk in, you know, I'm in L.A., I got my short sleeve shirt on, the weather's beautiful here. And then he'd walk in, they go, sir, you have to have a jacket. And then they'd give him the jacket from the coat room, and it was like blue with gold buttons, and it didn't fit. He looked like a frumpy. He went from like being a pop music star to being this frumpy guy. So he said, I'm going to name my album No Jacket Required.
Huh. I didn't know that. He was kind of an unlikely pop star when you think of it. You know what I mean? Kind of a balding guy, not much to look at. Drummer. Yeah, very. Although Genesis, that was great. They were fantastic. I wasn't a Phil Collins solo. Not a fan of Collins solo work.
Yeah, but if you listen to some of the songs, you're going to sing along.
I won't. You might, but I would not. I don't care for the solo work. I just said that. I like Genesis.
Take a look at me now.
Oh, awful. Garbage. It's garbage. In the air tonight.
That was Genesis.
Boo.
Remember the drum?
Was that
the drum?
Yeah, I thought you were doing In the Air Tonight.
Yeah, that's Genesis.
That's Phil Collins. That's No Jacket Required. Sir.
What?
Come on now.
Oh, it is? He went solo?
Yes.
That's when he went solo?
Yes.
Oh,
what I'm
shoot.
saying.
I thought he was still Genesis.
No.
I got barnacles in me mind, mate.
I don't know who that is.
Live from Tampa. You're on the air.
We lost him. Icon.
Did he die of COVID? Larry King? Did he die of COVID?
He was in the hospital with COVID. I think he was ill, then he got COVID in the hospital. So I don't know if he actually died of it, but he was already in the hospital when he caught the cove. So I don't know that.
Well, he had.
I don't know, but he was 87, and he had a lot of problems.
Right, he had a lot.
And a lot of wives. A lot,
like 5 ex-wives and 1 current.
I think
the
it was
one
more
current
than that.
went, I won.
Well, she was divorcing him, but she was on the phone at 6:05 with her lawyer. What do I get? What am I getting? How much? How much am I getting?
Screw that prenup.
Hello, heaven.
Didn't he have like $100 million?
I have no idea. I don't know what Larry King had, but I think he also had 7 ex-wives, by the way.
Oh, it was 7?
I think 7, yes, sir.
Holy crap.
And I think one of them he married twice. He had divorced her, then remarried her. But the
what, do you have,
last one
Alzheimer's?
lasted a while.
Do I know you? No, I've never met you before in my life.
Yeah, but he was. I remember as a young comic, not comic. That was before comedy. But I remember listening to him on the radio at night. He used to do midnight to 5 a.m. Coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
Larry King.
AM radio.
Yeah. Duluth. Hello.
You're on the air.
Great stuff.
You're on the air.
We lost Larry. We lost Hank Aaron.
750. What was the breaking of the home run record?
He hit 755.
55.
Yeah.
In 1975. It's going all the way.
And then another actor this morning, Gregory Sierra. Remember Gregory Sierra? Barney Miller.
And he was also African-American fella?
Son. Puerto Rican.
Yes.
He was the Puerto Rican guy,
yes,
and he was on Sanford and Son.
Yes.
He was Julio.
Julio.
Fred Sanford's
he was
name.
good. He was very
Julio
funny.
Fuentes. And then Fred would go, "What is that? That sounds like what happens to you after you drink too much." Julio Fuentes. All those jokes were just set up so he could racial.
Yeah, just so he could. Red Fox could do that. That sounds like something. That sounds like something. How you feel after you drink? What did he say? What's the joke? What's the joke?
Well, he goes, "What's your name?" He goes, "My name's Julio Fuentes." He goes, "That sounds like what happens to your stomach after you drink too much." like what? Those are the days like Red Fox was so funny, you just laugh. It was like Rickles all the time. So you go, "What does that mean?" I don't even know does that mean anything? But it was funny.
Who were some of the writers on that show? Do you remember? Not
Gary Shandling.
And who else?
That's all I know. Gary Shandling.
Was Jimmy J.J. Walker writing on that show?
Sanford and Son?
Yeah, and also one other biggie.
I don't know. Who?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
Well, no, I think are you mistaken that Letterman and Leno used to write for Jimmy Walker?
Oh, is that what it is?
They used to write stand-up, and Letterman used to joke, like the white guy from Indiana, I'm writing for Jimmy Walker, jokes about the ghetto. The ghetto.
But was Letterman writing on Sanford and Son? Because I think that's what I
No.
It was Shandling. Okay.
Shandling,
the late Gary Shandling. We're naming all these guys that are no longer with us.
Tough, but this was, Larry King, 87, but still, he was, I used to love his King's Things, you know what I mean? He in USA Today, remember he'd have a little column, and he would just write dumb, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That was syndicated, was it just for USA Today, or was it?
It was in the 80s and 90s, USA Today had it, where you just, whatever, it'd be like, "No one can tell me there's a better drink than lemonade." And I go, "Oh, okay." That was Larry's thing for that day.
Well, but you can take the lemonade and you can tweak it and make a Arnold Palmer.
That's true.
That's
what goes in the Arnold
lemonade. Tea and lemonade.
And you're aren't you having a tea today, sir? Instead of
I'm having a green tea. I have the green tea.
Cup of Joe, like a man, like a real man. What are you throwing on an apron and? You were mentioning something earlier.
I'm comfortable in the kitchen. I'm very comfortable in the kitchen. I have a couple of aprons. I have my Patriots.
With bare feet?
New England Patriots apron, which I'm going to...
Not in the playoffs.
I'm going to iron a Tampa Bay Buccaneers emblem on it, right over it.
That's right.
Tom Brady, 43 years old. Unbelievable.
Championship game.
Gronk. It's going to be a tough game.
Frozen tundra.
Well, yes. And Aaron Rodgers and... that team is pretty hot, so
yeah,
it's going to be tough.
They beat them 38-6, I believe, weeks ago in Tampa.
Yeah, but wasn't Aaron injured or sore?
No, sir.
I don't know.
No, sir. No, he was sore at the end of the game. They put him on his ass a bunch of times.
He was knocked down many times.
But get back to your you enjoy the kitchen is what
I'm comfortable around the kitchen, whereas my wife Bernadette Pauley is not, and she admits it. And I'll give her an assignment. Like the other night, I said, "Okay."
An assignment. That's how the marriage goes. Here's your assignment.
Assume the position.
Yeah, blow me while I'm making a cake.
I made a cake.
No,
but she wasn't blowing me. I made a cake. I made a 2-round layer cake. 9-inch.
You were doing some baking?
I did some baking. I did, and I used I got some Duncan Hines cream cheese frosting. I cheated a little bit, took a shortcut, but I made it. I have a food processor.
Someone left the cake out in the rain, and I'll never. Again.
Never have that recipe again.
Why wouldn't he have the recipe? Why would it be a one-time?
Because
recipe?
I think back then they didn't have digital, and he left it. He had his notebook, and it got soggy, and he
put it out in the rain.
He
also
put it out in the rain
notebook?
With ink and
with the cake. Why would you put the cake out in the rain? It does. None of it makes sense.
Did he put it out in the windowsill? Did he put it out in the windowsill in the rain? I have no idea. Maybe wasn't he taking acid when he recorded?
The song is called MacArthur Park.
Yeah,
it's about a cake in the rain.
I
don't understand any of this.
Yeah.
And why was Richard Harris, our friend from previous episodes, a man called Horse? What the hell's he singing? If you're not a Patreon member, you're missing Alfred being hung by his nipples. Join the Patreon.com/the2dicks.
And then he went back into the sequel, and he said, the biggest thing that people are talking about is the nipple scene. Is that correct? That's what you told me, right?
Yeah, we got to do it again.
We got to do it again. So I said, can't they just take footage from the old one, different angles? They're like, no, do it again.
Again, you're missing this if you're not.
I'm going to be honest. It wasn't bad the second time at all.
Why was he singing?
It's like anal sex. You know, it's like the first time. I mean, that's what I heard.
My point is, this is a major actor.
You brushed right over that.
I have to.
You didn't even want to address it.
I have to.
I know.
But this is a major actor. Why is he singing a hit song? Like what? How was that? You know what I mean? What a weird time. That'd be like today, Brad Pitt having a #1 single. You know what I mean? Like,
what's in the box?
What was that?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
What would that...
We don't talk about Fight Club. We don't talk about MacArthur's Park.
All right. Well, I want to know why the cake was in the rain. I want to know why there was could never get the recipe again. And I want to know why he did it after Man Cold Horse. Why does he have a hit single? These are questions that need to be... And why are you in the kitchen barefoot? What the hell's going on in the world? God damn it.
Anyway.
You never served.
I did never serve. I never served. Even when I was in my family's restaurant, I was in the kitchen. I didn't serve.
That's different. But at home, you didn't, you know what I mean?
I serve my wife all the time. I serve her all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe she's a mad genius. Maybe she's like the best chef in the world, but she doesn't want to do it. So she goes, I don't know how to cook. I don't want to cook. And then she watches you do it and chuckles while she's on
We're supposed to
Twitter.
be reviving my cooking show, Comedy Cooks, which I did many years ago. Bernadette was involved in it, too. But we're going to do a revision of it. And it's going to be me and her because of the pandemic. I guess this pandemic is going to be going on for a little longer. And,
3 more days.
3 more days. Well, then we better, honey, we got to start shooting tonight. Yes, we're gonna do a little. We're gonna attempt to do it and see how it comes out.
Okay, the cake or the show?
The show.
How was the cake?
It's about her not knowing her way around the kitchen and me being like a blue plate special chef, cook, not chef. Yeah. Sorry. Correction.
I
didn't serve.
How was the cake? Did you finish the cake?
Here's what happened. I made a little goof. I made a little goof, but I saved it. I added too much water to one of the cakes. So one of them was like a little higher than the other. One was a little compressed. So what I did was I left the one that was higher. I lowered the temperature in the oven from 350 to 225 degrees, and then I left it in there for about another 7 or 8 minutes, and it evaporated, and it shrunk a little bit. So
did you take a photo?
I did not take a photo of this, but I put the cake on top, and it had like a big dome on it. But I learned, I took a bread knife, and I turned it upside down, and I cut the tip of the crown off, and so the cake would sit more, would seat well on the cake.
You know what you should have done?
What?
Taken a photo, and then had the Bernie meme sitting on top of the cake.
Did you see my Bernie? Did you see my Bernie meme? There were some great ones, but now it took off. The whole Bernie meme thing is like now it's ad nauseum, right?
Yeah, it's finished, but it was good. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. I think the country needed the Bernie meme. You know what I mean? It just kind of united everyone.
It really did.
Unite in the Bernie meme. But yeah, I saw you were you on stage? Was that a stage photo? You were performing on stage?
Actually, Steve Smith did that, and Bernie. I sent it to Bernie, and then she posted it. My wife is Bernie, by the way.
That's right.
And my wife is also a communist. It's great. It's great living here. So she loves Bernie, and
sure.
So I tagged it with the comic and the commie tour. But it's me on stage. I'm actually on a cruise ship. That's that beautiful bellowing curtain, Celebrity Cruise Lines, and then. They had Bernie with his mittens on. But I made my own meme right from the get-go. And I did Clint Eastwood because his mittens nearly matched Clint Eastwood's poncho from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, one of my favorite movies. So I put Clint Eastwood, who's a big Republican, and I put Bernie side by side. And Clint said, well, those are mighty fine mitts you got there, Lefty. And then he says, every American should have access to the mittens. Free access.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to go viral, and 7 people hit like.
That's more than our podcast gets.
It was more than that, but there was like tens of thousands, millions of Bernie memes. I think it went global.
It was really good ones. I saw a couple of the one I liked, just with the old classic album covers where they put Bernie in The Doors, Morrison Hotel, and all these. They were just perfect. Anywhere there was a chair, it was perfect for old Bernie. It worked out. Great. And I want to get back to, you're in the kitchen, you're cooking, you're wearing an apron. Kiss the cook. Do you wear one of those or
no? Mine says "Dangerous Men Cooking" or "My Patriots." Those are the two aprons I have.
And
now.
you when did you take this cooking baking up? Was this recent? Is this a
no, this as a young fella.
Really?
Elementary and junior high school, I was watching cooking shows.
No.
At home.
Sir.
After school.
While the other boys were playing sports?
Yeah, I was like Rudolph. They wouldn't allow me to play.
Little Alfred was in the house baking.
Well, I mean, no, I did play the sports. I'll do that, but sometimes I'll be like, I'll be out in a half hour, and I would watch some of the cooking shows, Julia Child's, The Galloping Gourmet, but also I got into some of the modern ones like Gianna, and
I don't know about these things. I was in the Navy. I served our country. I don't know about cooking. I don't know about cooking shows.
All hands on deck. Come on, man. You had to sleep a foot away from the guy who had a boner underneath you in the bottom bunk.
None of that is true. None of that is true. Although there was a large man sleeping above me, RM3 Moon, 300-pound bald man who would swing his legs over, and I'd be seeing two hairy legs hanging, and then he would go, "Hey, Romas, you got any shit paper?" Jesus Christ, no! What do you go in the head? There's probably
so he was twice your size, and he was above you. Why did he get the top bunk? Were they assigned, or did you trade off, or did people claim them?
No, that goes on amount of time. And I'd already been on the ship longer. He was newer. He got to the ship, so he got a top bunk. And then the more you stayed in, the lower bunk is the one you wanted. Easy access in and out. I mean, not to climb a ladder. But he got there later, so he had to go up top.
Yeah, but he's farting. He's jerking off.
Jesus Christ.
He's breathing heavy. He's snoring.
Oh, I'd help him, because it was only then I could go to sleep faster.
You'd move him along. You give him a handy.
Yeah, Romas, get up here.
Give me a reach
Mooney,
around.
What do you need? What do you need, Mooney? And then we'd knock one out together, and we'd take a nap. It was nice.
Wow. See the things you learn here on the Talking Dicks comedy podcast. We have to go by comedy podcast for Apple Podcasts.
Many reasons. And
Spotify and Stitcher and all that. But
yeah. But on Patreon we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Patreon's cool. If you're not a Patreon member, go to patreon.com/the2dicks. See the video. See Alfred hanging by his nipples. That's worth $5 a month right there. Let me tell you.
$5 a month. You can do 10.
You would never
do 25.
know.
You could do 100 if you really wanted to, and
you can do anything you want. But even at you can't tell me you can miss $5 a month.
You can't. $5 a month, and you get video exclusive
video pod.
You get the video pod, but you get exclusive stuff that no one else can see. And you get to see things first that sometimes we don't release for months at a time, interviews, whatnot.
And we have a podcast this week just for the Patreon members. It won't be seen or heard anywhere else.
Yep, it's not even numbered. It's not even a volume. It's
its
a
own
private thing for a club, special people.
That's right. Head
over to
no jacket required.
That's right. No jacket required. That's Patreon.com/the2dicks. Thanks for tuning in today, folks.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
No, really, don't mess with me, because I don't come down to the bus station and slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working, do I? Oh, get on up here, motherfucker. Give me security. I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me. What do you think, folks?
No way.
Okay, show.
All right. Subscribe.
Mary.
Go to patreon.com/forward the two dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?